Hello there. It's dawning on the Tories that the Boris Teflon is wearing very, very thin. I remember a few months ago when the Tories were high in the polls and Boris looked unassailable, and some pundits were looking on in amazement, saying how can the Prime Minister be riding so high with absolutely no visible means of support? And some likened him to Wile E. Coyote in his roadrunner chasing antics as he ran off the precipice and managed to stay aloft until the dust cleared. Then there was the shocked look of realisation on his face just as the inevitable 1,000-foot fall commenced, ending with a small puff of sand in the distance below as he hit the canyon floor. And unless Boris can find a way of scrabbling back onto solid ground, then this might be exactly the situation Boris is in right now. And his fellow Tories know this. As far as they're concerned, unless Boris comes out with a clear apology now, today, they are f***. The exact words of one cabinet minister to the press were, "We're f***ed unless we resolve it." And all because of another Partygate allegation, that he and his wife attended a bring your own booze event in Downing Street where an invite had been sent to 100 people by Martin Reynolds, the PM's personal private secretary. Right at the time when the pandemic rules, which Boris laid down, said you could only meet with one other person outside your own household and you still had to be socially distanced. Now Boris sent one of his ministers, the Paymaster General, Michael Ellis, to face Parliament over this yesterday instead of manning up and attending himself. But he will be facing MPs at midday today in PMQs, unless he can magic a way out of it. Like doing a Starmer and testing positive, for example. I wonder how many tests he's got through in the last 24 hours. Anyway, the Mail reports, as support drained away, senior Tory figures put the PM on notice, warning that his survival in number 10 depended on addressing the utterly despicable allegations and restoring trust in his government. And Peter Cardwell, who worked as a special advisor under Boris Johnson and Theresa May, told Radio 4 that, "I'm not really sure there is a defence." And referring to today's PMQs, he added that Keir Starmer only needs to ask the same question 6 times. Prime Minister, did you attend the party on May the 20th, yes or no? And Boris Johnson must give an answer. I would expect the Prime Minister to commence PMQs with a statement right at the start of the session, in the hope that it might take the sting out of some of the following half an hour. But it would be a statement he should have made 24 hours beforehand, and probably be too late. Not only this, due to the current vacuum of any statement on this from number 10, there is now speculation that the only reason that Dominic Cummings was not sacked over the Barnard Castle affair was because of this party and what Cummings knew about it, with the Telegraph quoting one unnamed senior Tory MP as saying, "It's difficult to avoid that conclusion. A lot of us said at the time that it was an absolutely extraordinary decision to allow Cummings to stay on. It was just plain weird." I wonder what else Cummings knows about. And immediate hot polling finds the majority of voters now want Boris to quit over this. So anyone thinking or hoping that this is just small fry party politicking that no one cares about, don't know what they're on about. It doesn't matter whether you think he's doing a grand job or not. This is not about that. This is about ethical behaviour. But whether Boris goes or not is now down to his own MPs, and whether those 54 letters of no confidence get handed into the chair of their party's 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady. And that, no doubt, will hinge on the level of constituency correspondence over this matter hitting MPs in trays right now. And given this is Boris Johnson we're talking about, him doing the right thing and resigning might be a very forlorn hope. But Boris has also given the opposition a clear run at him. By not issuing a statement or turning up in Parliament to face the music himself yesterday with an abject apology, he's allowing Labour to line up one by one and give him a good kicking. As Peter Cardwell told Radio 4, Boris Johnson is someone who's made a career out of getting out of sticky situations. It remains whether he can get out of this one. But he also made it clear that Johnson should be saying something to either defend himself or fess up. He should have said everything about the party, made a full and abject apology, and said he would cooperate with any inquiry to get all the details in the public domain. But he hasn't, therefore allowing the fueling of all sorts of speculation. The Labour Deputy Leader, Angela Rayner, told BBC Breakfast, "It's very simple for me. You just have to say, were you at this party or not on May the 20th? He could clear this up very quickly, and he's refused to do so. He has undermined the British public so far by refusing to tell the British public what they deserve to hear. And that's whether or not he broke the lockdown rules and whether he was at the party or not. And surely Boris and his team know that staying stum is a very bad policy. As Sean Worth, former Downing Street advisor to David Cameron, told Nigel Farage on GB News last night, this is Communications 101 stuff. Get your own story out there before the opposition and the press have time to fill the void with just about any allegations they care to put together. But that is what is happening. And all that the number 10 silence can lead you to is yet more speculation and the conclusion that there must be a lot more to come out. Either that or Boris has a couple of aces up his sleeve. But whatever happens today, most money is on him squeaking through and surviving. But probably more due to him being a larger-than-life figure with no one in the wings quite yet ready to take him on, as well as an opposition that can't cobble itself together properly. But the next big test could well be the local elections on Thursday, May the 5th. And if the Tories take a drubbing there, it could be curtains for Boris. And even if he survives that, then there's the matter of all those NHS 100k staff, an issue that, after the 1st of April, could quickly see the NHS publicly implode. And that would be the death knell for the Tories for a generation or more, and Boris himself would be a sideshow. So what's your opinion? Is Boris toast? And should he be toast? Please like and comment below. Please subscribe and like this video, buy a mug and support me on Patreon or PayPal, and thank you for watching.